unfortunate if I puked on the show.
Yes, that would be extremely unfortunate if you did that.
Especially since it would probably make you throw up.
I would just, it would be nice if you muted yourself before you vomited. That'd be great. That would be awesome if you could do that.
Oh. Well, if I suddenly disappear, that's what happened. I almost feel like I should. It's going to sound crazy. I feel like I should just see if I need to throw up now before the show starts.
Oh, jeez. And that's what you tune in live for, folks. People are like, what's happening?
Sorry, guys. I ate breakfast this morning and then took my... Oh, I can't even. I just took my medication. I got to try to keep it down.
Whew.
Yeah, my stomach's hurting. I knew I should have bought a ginger ale.
I knew I should have had a V8. No.
I have V8 juice, but it's for Bloody Marys.
I never got into V8. I don't know. Tomato juice just doesn't do it for me.
I've never had a Bloody Mary either, so I don't even know why I have the stuff.
It's not that you're supposed to say it 3 times in a mirror and then the ghost appears and kills you.
That fucked up my whole childhood, actually. I used to say Candyman, that movie.
Oh, God, I love Candyman. I haven't seen the remake, but I
haven't seen the remake either.
I want to see the remake. It's supposed to be really good, but I just love the original so much. I just can't bring myself to watch the remake.
No, the original is scary.
Oh yeah, no, it was phenomenal.
It was good stuff.
Candyman.
I know, it was so scary. It was like Bloody Mary, supercharged.
Sweets to the sweet.
Oh my gosh.
And then we have Sinners.
I told you that I watched that. I talked about it on the show in one of my self-care things.
We finally got to watching it, and I knew what kind of movie it was. I mean, other than the horror, I knew what kind of horror movie it was. But like I don't know if you saw the trailers when it was in the theater, but
I didn't.
You didn't know what kind of movie it was. Like, you knew it was supposed to be horror. No idea what kind of horror.
Yeah, so when I watched it, I went into it thinking it was just going to be like a historical thing about like slavery.
Oh my God, you didn't know it was a horror movie?
I did not. Because I hadn't seen any of the trailers. So when it flipped, I was like, what the fuck?
Like, oh, wait a minute.
It's hard to get me into a movie, but I was like locked in.
Yeah, no, they were really, really careful to make sure you did not know that it was that kind of horror movie. I'm like avoiding saying what it is, so if anyone hasn't seen it yet, no spoilers for that. But the trailer definitely tells you it's a horror film. It goes way out of its way to make sure you do not know what kind of horror film.
So it's so funny, but there's like, because obviously.
What's up, Nick?
Hello, good morning. There's a lot of chatter before the football season because we were like, oh, we don't know how Josh is going to do after his wife has been railed by, what is his name in the movie?
Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Wow.
How is he ever going to perform after he watched his wife on screen?
Don't pick on my Hawkeye. What's up with that? Good lordy. Anyway, yeah, no, it was. I will talk about it later. But all right. Let's see. What time is it here? It is 10:04. We got 50 people in here.
Okay.
Shall we get started? Bob says yeah.
No, can you chat for a second? Hold on.
Bob's being naughty today. He's being a little attention whore. So, how is everybody out there in La La Land? Ready to overthrow a fascist government? Booyah. I personally am looking forward to moving to Greenland, our 52nd state. I'm sure it'll be quite lovely over there because it's green. It's Greenland. It's got lovely weather, right? That's why it's called Greenland. Yeah? No? That's not it? Oh, okay. Why do we have such a moron for a president? And why do so many fucking people keep voting for him and then go, I didn't vote for this? Yes, you did. You absolutely fucking voted for it. You just didn't think it would affect you because you're stupid. Yes, it's called Greenland because it has lots of pretty green ice. Yeah, Trump probably thinks it's fucking emeralds because he's that fucking stupid. These fucking people. I swear to God. Anyway.
Sorry, guys.
Yes, true. Iceland is greener than Greenland. And Greenland has more ice than Iceland.
That used to be the fun fact we all said when we were kids. Did you know that Iceland is not really ice? Oh my God.
It's like having another little child with you.
Thank you.
Little Yappy Bob Day.
No idea what this is. Oh, hold on, I gotta put this at my neighbor's house.
Yeah, no, they're definitely not going to do cloning here because the evangelicals don't like it. It hurts their feelings. It's against the law of God. That way, we can't do any cloning. We don't like cloning, even though cloning, like, organs could save lives. It's against the will of nature.
So,
Don't you know science is bad? Yeah, we're not getting into the regular podcast, but you know who discovered that science is actually a good idea? Scott Adams, the guy who drew Dilbert. When he got prostate cancer, and he decided that modern medicine's for suckers, because he was full MAGA. So he didn't get chemotherapy. He didn't go to get real treatments, and none of that worked because when you go for alternative medicine, the alternative is you die. That's what happens when you do alternative medicine and you have, stage 4 cancer.
yeah, that MTV VJ found that out. The one who died this year.
Which one was that?
I think her name was Amanda. Hold on. Let me look really fast.
Yeah, I felt super, super bad. What was it, a month or two ago, when he was pleading with Donald Trump to let him try some experimental medications because, all of his alternative medicines and alternative treatments didn't do a goddamn thing. Meanwhile, Joe Biden, who had the exact same type of cancers, doing pretty well because, he went into real doctors and did real medicine. And,
Ananda Lewis. That was her name.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is, but she did the same thing. She was like, I'm going to do alternative.
Yeah, she did alternative and then died.
Aw, breaks my heart. Wait, was she like a MAGA type, or was she just?
She wasn't. She wasn't. She just got taken in by the woo, which is sad.
These fucking people. But yeah, nope. Scott Adams, he just swallowed that red pill, and he should have swallowed some different pills, and now he's dead. Womp womp.
Alrighty, we can get on with it now. I feel much better, and my dog is quiet.
Did a little purging there?
Yeah, sure did.
This is the Roman show. We binge and purge before episodes. All right. Here we go. Episode 81. Fuck off, Ice. This is the Opinionated Ogre Podcast, your weekly rampage through current events with a little snark, a bit of foul language, and a lot of strong opinions. There are new episodes every Thursday, and they're not safe for work or polite company of any kind whatsoever. I am your podcast host, the Opinionated Ogre, and this is my co-host, Florida Woman. Hi, Florida Woman. Are you feeling better?
I am feeling better. Good morning, everyone.
Hooray! So, how much of your brain space is currently consumed with thoughts of watching thousands of former ICE agents being perp walk in 2029, screaming and crying that this isn't supposed to happen in Trump's America?
All of my brain space.
Yeah, like I'm at about like 80, 90% of my brain space is currently consumed with that right now.
I fucking hate them.
Like seriously, like intensely hate these people.
Yep.
They have a choice and they are making the wrong choice and they're going to fucking regret it. I swear to fucking God. All right. Let's get on with the show. This is the recording for January 15th, 2026, and we have a lot to get to on episode 81 of the Og Pod. We ready to do this?
Yep.
Excellent. Then it is time for the Ogre Nation news update.
Fuck ICE.
And roar.
And roar. So anyways, we're starting this week by folding our I scream, you scream, we all scream because of fuck.
I mean, that's all that's going through our heads right now. Fuck, fuckity, fuck.
Anyways, we're starting this week by folding our I scream, you scream, we all scream because of fucking ICE segment into our main headlines. We thought what was happening in Minnesota was too important to move this segment down, so here we are. As you all know by now, we were recording our show last week. While we were recording our show last week, ICE was killing Renee Good in Minneapolis. The ICE agent Jonathan Ross just shot her in the head indiscriminately. The mother of three died about a mile from where George Floyd was murdered by police in 2020. Ogre added commentary to the beginning of our show last Thursday to discuss that, but I wasn't available. As the wife of an immigrant and someone who has protested ICE since its inception after 9/11, I really honestly don't know what to say other than they disgust me more every single day. There was a time when I would fire off a 1,000-word article about the incident and the wider ramifications of it. You know, I would have gone to protest ICE or maybe even followed them around like Renee was doing that morning. Now I have to rely on people like you to do it for me because my family could become a target if I take the chance to go out and protest the American Gestapo. As we've seen, they're taking videos of the protesters and using facial recognition. All it takes is, one picture of me online, and that's it. My husband would be in danger, and so would my other family members. Hell, maybe even my 90-year-old grandmother who came to this country 65 years ago. Renee's murder is weighing really heavily on my family, but I do want everybody to know how much we appreciate you all for standing up for families like ours. We'll never forget the Minneapolis mom who lost her life while protecting families like mine and, millions of others in this country. So now on to the bullshit that's happened since her murder.
So first, the right is desperately, they've been doing this nonstop. They're trying to make Renee Good's murder acceptable. They tried to convince us all that she attempted to run over the agent with her vehicle, even though the video evidence from a multitude of angles debunked that obvious lie. Now they're spreading a criminal rap sheet online that's supposed to be Renee Good, about Renee Good, with child abuse and assault on a law enforcement officer. The problem is that it's not hers. It's either from a different Renee Good with a 1980 birth year, or it's completely fake. Personally, I'm going to have to say that it's probably fake because that's just how low and despicable these fucks are. Renee, the real one, doesn't actually have anything on her criminal record that we could find beyond a traffic ticket. The right is spreading false information to, quote unquote, prove that she wasn't a good person. We see this every single time the police kill an unarmed black man in this country. The right and the media will find the worst picture of the victim, sometimes a mugshot, and they spend lots of time talking about any single mistake that the person made in their past. They do this because they know that if they can boil a person's life down to their worst moment, then our racist uncles will say they deserve every bad thing that happened to them. I want you to take a step back into the distant past when they killed Tamir Rice, who was 12 years old at the time. He was 12. There was nothing they could find on him. He hadn't even been caught smoking a joint or drinking a beer. He wasn't old enough yet. He hadn't even shoplifted a pack of gum. There was nothing they could find to pin on him to say, well, he was kind of a shady character. So they literally put up a headline about his father having some domestic abuse issues in his past. That's how ingrained this narrative is with the media, where they have to find something to say, well, we know the cop killed the person, but they kind of deserved it. And that's what they're trying to do with this fake criminal history. Oh, this woman wasn't a saint. She abused a child. She deserved to die. And all they managed to do was remind us what absolutely horrible fucking people they are. Not that we needed a reminder.
Real Christians, those ones.
Oh yeah, absolutely real Christians. Oh, and just to make it super fucking clear here, not even if she had done something, none of that is relevant because at the time, Ross didn't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So she could have been Al Qaeda, and it wouldn't make a difference because he didn't know that. How would he know that? So who cares? It doesn't make a difference. She could have had drunk driving. If she wasn't drunk at the time, who cares? He didn't know that, and that's not why he did it.
And none of those crimes are a capital offense. Anyways.
In this country, crossing the border, as far as they're concerned, is a capital offense if they don't like you.
That's true. But protecting pedophiles, totally fine.
Oh yeah, well unless they're a Democrat. Then they need to be fucking strung up and executed. But if they're Republican, well, it's kind of biblical.
Hold on a second. FBI just executed a search warrant on the home of Washington Post journalist Hannah. Hold on, guys. I feel like that's something we should know about. Hold on, we're taking a break for a second. Oh. Yeah, this is breaking news. FBI agents searched a reporter's home on Wednesday as part of an investigation into a government contractor accused of taking home government secrets. FBI searched journalist Hannah Nathanson's devices and seized a phone and Garmin watch at her Virginia home. While classified documents investigations aren't unusual, the search of a reporter's home marks an escalation in the government's efforts to crack down on leaks. Well, that's interesting.
Now, why are they... Oh, so this person was probably trying to be a whistleblower and, hand stuff over to the press. I don't know that they're allowed to do that.
I don't think that they're allowed to do that.
I feel like they're not allowed to do that.
I feel like that's part of freedom of the press.
Yeah, if someone comes to you as a whistleblower, they can't fucking run a search on your house if you're the press.
I mean, they are allowed to protect their sources. Isn't this a Supreme Court ruling? Wasn't there a Supreme Court ruling on this? Hold on. Media. I feel like this.
Madison covers the Trump administration's transformation of federal government and recently published a piece describing how she gained hundreds of new sources, leading a colleague to call her the federal government whisperer. Yeah, that's
Oh, they're definitely attacking her because she's. This is bad.
Getting sources.
This is actually.
Let's see if Jeff Bezos defends his fucking reporter or says, well, actually, she's fired.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, as Rachel Maddow says, watch this space. I'm sure we'll be talking about this next week on the show.
Oh yeah, that's going to be great. We'll see how much of the fucking press circles the wagons.
Right, that's crazy. So that is I guess that's our breaking news segment of the day.
All right,
little bonus content for y'all.
back to horrible people.
Yeah, back to the horrible people in Minneapolis. So at the same time that the media and the right wing was trying to smear Renee Good, Ross, the piece of shit who killed her, leaked his own video of the murder taken with his own phone to a right-wing news outlet. It shows Good smiling at and lightly mocking Ross before the incident. She was like, dude, I'm not even mad. It also clearly shows that she was not trying to run him over. Like, it shows her literally turning her wheel in the opposite direction. And finally, after he kills her, he can be heard saying, fucking bitch. Confirming that the murder was not a result of Ross fearing for his life, but was instead because she disrespected him, and that cannot be tolerated by big macho MAGA men. The most insane thing about this footage is that a prosecutor would sell their kidney for it to put Ross in prison for 20 to life. But the regime is so detached from reality, they're literally touting it as evidence that Good, the wild-eyed radical, attempted to viciously kill poor defenseless Ross, that he's the victim. Releasing that video was the stupidest possible thing that they could do, but they all live in a bubble of propaganda and can't see the world outside of Twitter and Fox News. That's why we always joke that they live on Earth too.
Yeah, they really do. My God. Jesus. Now, while all this is going on, Department of Homeland Security, according to J.D. Vance and witnesses, they're now starting to conduct door-to-door raids. Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, blocked off a neighborhood in Minneapolis, St. Paul area and began knocking on doors. This is 100% illegal and unconstitutional. It's forbidden by the Fourth Amendment. Law enforcement can't just wander from house to house looking for a crime. They're not even using judicial warrants. They're using warrants signed by ICE, which give them no right to enter.
And oftentimes they have nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So like, either they have fake warrants or no warrants. And we do know of at least one time they kicked down a door anyway and entered the home of an American citizen. This is not law enforcement. It's a terror campaign. Just to be 100% clear again, this is quite literally what the Nazis did when they were looking for Jews. People have pointed out that this is explicitly why Anne Frank was hiding in an attic. If you work for ICE or CPB or HSI and you're taking part in this campaign, you are a fucking Nazi. A literal fucking Nazi. And you deserve everything that's going to happen to you when the regime falls. We see you, we know who you are, and we will not fucking forget what you've done.
It's so crazy to me that, remember I told you that I had that dream when I was a kid about like people knocking on my door and kidnapping my family? And I was like, oh, I learned about it. It was when I was learning about World War II. But it's so bizarre to me, like 25 years later, it's actually happening.
And here they are. They're literally, I mean, they are speed running the fucking Nazi playbook.
And we told you,
fucking speed running.
Yep, and we told everybody that it was going to get worse. So if that sounds hyperbolic, over the top, hysterical, cool. Tom Homan agrees, and both of you can eat a bag of dicks.
Nom, nom, nom.
The border czar blamed Democrats for quote unquote hateful rhetoric and claimed that's what's causing the violence, not the door-to-door Nazi campaign. And then he threatened that there will, quote, be more bloodshed unless we decrease the hateful rhetoric.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So he can fuck all the way off. These are the people who scream hate and rage and violence 24/7, and then they cry big, sobby tears at the first sign of accountability. They have the right to assault and rape and murder, but how fucking dare you call them fascists? You're so mean. That's just taking it too far. They're not fascists. Have you no decency, you fucking libtard? Oh my god.
Yeah, you okay over there?
No, I'm feeling real sick today, actually. I almost vomited on the keyboard, and my brother would kill me.
Yeah, that's it's hard to clean out vomit.
It's really hard, but it's really hard to like read my notes and get like worked up when I'm supposed to be, and then like also be like, ugh, like I just feel like maybe you should take this because I quite literally almost puked.
All right. Let me go back. Let me step back.
Just go back to C. Just start at the beginning. I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay. If that sounds hyperbolic, over the top, hysterical, cool. Tom Homan agrees, and both of you can eat a bag of dicks. The border czar blamed Democrats for, quote, hateful rhetoric and claimed that's what was causing the violence. Then he threatened, there will be more bloodshed unless we decrease the hateful rhetoric. Boo-hoo. He can fuck all the way off. These are the people who scream hate and rage and violence 24/7 and then cry big sobby tears at the first sign of accountability. They have the right to assault and rape and murder, but how fucking dare you call them fascists? That's just taking it too far. Have you no decency, you fucking libtard? Call me a Nazi one more time and I will shoot you. Sieg Heil. Praise Trump. Well, fuck that shit. We will not stand idly by while these Nazi fucks violate the rights of immigrants and Americans alike. As we say at the end of the show every week, we beat the fascists once and we will fucking beat them again. Meanwhile, we have ICE agents openly threatening women now because after watching one of their own murder a woman and be protected by the regime, it's like super Viagra for these limp dick losers.
Not super Viagra.
All right. I got to put this up on the screen, so there'll be some editing here. Give me a second. La, 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 la. Share screen.
Oh, no. More editing from me almost vomiting while I was reading, and you could hear that I was struggling, too. I was like...
It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I was like, I'm dying.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my god, I wonder what I'm about to see.
Okay. Oh, I don't know if you've seen. Oh.
I haven't. I didn't click on it. I like to be surprised.
Yeah, you're not going to enjoy this.
Do you like surprises? Yeah.
All right. La, 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 la. Also share audio. Share. There we go. Hopefully everyone can hear it.
Shame on you.
Listen.
Have y'all not learned from the past couple of days? Have you not learned?
Learned what? What's our lesson here? What do you want us to learn?
Following federal agents.
Give me my phone.
Yeah, that's a threat followed by the guy just grabbing her phone or trying to slap it out of her hand, because that's who these fucks are.
Yeah, I actually saw that video with another compilation of videos of other ICE agents saying, "Have you not learned anything?"
Yeah, it's just all over the place. They're just completely emboldened now. They're just like, oh man, we can just do whatever the fuck we want. And I just want to remind these guys, your faces are on camera. Even if you're wearing something over the bottom half of your face, we're still going to be able to figure out who the fuck you are. And this guy wasn't wearing anything on his face. We're going to find out who you are. And the regime will not be there to protect you forever. And even if Trump decides to give you a pardon, that won't protect you from state charges. Like just one Seabird says, Nuremberg 2 can't come soon enough. Hell yeah. Nuremberg 2, electric boogaloo, motherfuckers. You know, that shit is fucking coming. These guys are so fucking tough with women. And this is where we remind you that white nationalism, that's because that's who these fucks are, has misogyny embedded in its DNA. There's no such thing as a Nazi who treats women as an equal. White nationalism is the ideology of the weak and insecure, and it's all about the small dick energy and a need to feel powerful. By definition, they view women as a threat. That's why they flock to Trump. And he's a proud misogynist and a rapist, and that's why Jonathan Ross murdered Renee Good. She wasn't afraid of him, and he killed her for that sin.
Yeah, and in the background of all of this is more white nationalism. Shocking. Surprise, surprise. Trump has a real hard-on for Somali immigrants, and now he's talking about trying to denaturalize them. We're assuming that this all stems from the fact that Republicans really, really, really hate Ilhan Omar, the Minnesota representative who was born in Somalia. On January 8th, the White House announced the Department of Justice's new Division for National Fraud Enforcement. The fact sheet that accompanied the announcement stated, quote, DHS identified over 1,300 fraud findings based on site visits in Minneapolis and St. Paul, and is currently in the process of determining which cases require additional vetting, including for refugee status and potential denaturalization. And then Trump told the New York Times, quote, I think that many of the people that came in from Somalia, they hate our country. It's important to understand that this outrage over fraud is extremely selective. Elon Musk is an immigrant, and his government fraud and waste runs in the hundreds of billions. According to the regime, he should be deported like yesterday. But instead, they're giving his AI thing access to secret Pentagon documents.
Oh my God. The fact that the military is going to be using Grok is just like,
wild.
It's like, you know, this is like stupid Terminator.
I know.
It's like Terminator said, don't put AI in charge of your military. And they were like, let's put dumb AI in charge of our military. What could possibly go wrong?
Not stupid Terminator. That's how we should refer to Grok from now on.
Stupid Terminator.
But anyways, maybe we should take a look at the fraud in Florida's charter schools. We talked about this a little over a month ago. Almost $500 million was stolen from the public school system to cover the charter schools. And there was no word from the regime. That's because this isn't about fraud.
Shocking.
It's just an excuse to target people the regime hates in a blue state. The fraud is real. The pearl clutching is all political theater. And retribution because, oh, I'm sorry. The fraud isn't real. Is the fraud real?
Yeah, no, there's fraud. I don't know if it's as big as they're saying it is, but
It's just a little bit, right?
There's definitely a fraud problem. I just don't know how big it is for real. It's hard to say.
Right. Yeah, the fraud is real. The pearl clutching is all political theater and retribution because that's all they know how to do. And one last word about all of this. It's a bit of a mixed bag. At least a dozen federal prosecutors are resigning from Trump's corrupt Department of Justice over the handling of the Good murder. Half of the resignations are in D.C. and the other half are in Minnesota. The 6 in D.C. are leaving the Civil Rights Division because Trump's bootlicker, Harmean Dillon, is refusing to investigate the murder. The 6 in Minnesota are leaving because they were ordered to investigate Good's widow. Yes, you heard that correctly. The regime murdered a woman, and in an attempt to smear her name and justify her killing, they ordered federal prosecutors to investigate the murder victim's wife. Like, there's no end to the depravity of these people.
Now, if you have not read On Tyranny by Timothy Snyder, there's a chapter that explicitly addresses this. It's number 5. Remember professional ethics. This is how the opening goes. When political leaders set a negative example, professional commitments to just practice becomes important. It's hard to subvert a rule of law state without lawyers, or to hold show trials without judges. Authoritarians need obedient civil servants, and concentration camp directors seek businessmen interested in cheap labor. These 12 career justice officials refused and resigned before betraying their professional ethics. I'm sure the regime is going to find someone who will toe the line, and anyone who obeys will carry that guilt with them forever. And when this is over and the regime falls, and it will fall, they will be held accountable. Those who bend a knee should never forget that I was just following orders didn't save the Nazis when justice came for them. All right. Speaking of the infinitely corrupt Department of Justice, we're going to have to move on because we could spend the entire show just talking about Minnesota. Trump has ordered an investigation into the head of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, because someone else who will not obey Trump's orders. Trump wants the interest rates lowered faster. And normally, this would be another Trump abuses power to punish enemy story. But the independence of the Federal Reserve is crucial. The Federal Reserve, controlled by Trump, or any president really, but particularly by Trump, would be catastrophic. Right now, the economy is struggling, and the Fed is walking a tightrope between, leaving rates where they are and lowering rates because, they've got to keep unemployment from spiraling out of control, but they also have to keep inflation under control. They're trying to do both of these things at the same time, and these two things are pushing against each other. And that's the tightrope the Fed is walking. Trump wants to lower inflation. I'm sorry, he wants to lower
Interest rates
because that will make him look better in the short term. He wants to manipulate the dollar to make himself look good. This will lead to hyperinflation.
And can I remind everybody that during the pandemic, he had the interest rates lowered to 0%, and that is what caused inflation to rise. And if you look at the inflation charts from that time, you'll see that inflation started to rise in November of 2020. So just a couple months before Joe Biden took office. And of course, by the time Joe Biden took office, it was very high. And then he had to raise the Fed had to raise the interest rates a lot to make up for that. Because when you lower the interest rates, you make the economy hot. But the downside to that is that you increase inflation. Just a little economic lesson for people who don't know that.
Right. And Biden got blamed for that. But
Yes.
Trump wants to set it all on fire right now for the short-term gain because, he figures if he can just get through the election, it won't matter. And every country that has tried to manipulate its currency the way Trump is demanding has made its currency essentially worthless. Russia saw this happen in 1992. Venezuela has been dealing with hyperinflation for decades because various dictators keep printing more money, making
Argentina.
making Argentina do the same thing. Their currency is like toilet paper. It's not worth anything. Turkey's been dealing with hyperinflation for almost a decade now for the same reason. Everyone around Trump with even a little bit of fiscal education knows this. So the question is, why are they enabling it? Why do they want to destroy the American dollar? Is it the crypto bros hoping to replace the dollar with cryptocurrency,
Yes.
thus finally making their speculative and ultimately worthless Bitcoin into fiat money worth trillions? Probably. Is it Russia telling Trump to destroy the American dollar, which is currently the default currency of the world?
Also, yes.
Probably. Is it Stephen Miller and Russ Vought looking to crash the economy so to declare an economic emergency?
Also,
Then
yes.
then they can give themselves the power to destroy the rest of the government and seize control of what's left. Probably a combination of all of them. We don't know for sure, but it's obvious Trump is being used by traitors because there's zero chance he understands the economics involved.
And remember, this is a guy who went to Pennsylvania's Wharton School. Like, if that isn't proof that his daddy bought his way into that fucking school, I don't know what is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what I just explained right now, Trump, just the bare minimum summary I just gave, Trump does not understand.
No, and that's like economics 101. Like, you learn that your first economics class in college.
And he does not understand it. He doesn't understand tariffs. His favorite word. He doesn't understand how tariffs work. He really doesn't. It's confusing. It's too much for him. He doesn't understand this, which means he's being told what to do by people who know better. So the good news is that while the people in the regime are egging Trump on for whatever reason they have, the Supreme Court does not seem keen on reducing their personal investments to toilet paper. Clarence Thomas worked really hard for his bribes, God damn it. And the Republicans in the Senate are also not really on board with turning the American dollar into the new ruble and crashing the world economy. They have rich donors who would not appreciate losing all of their money. So that's going to make it harder for Trump to get his way. Remember, he's only gotten as far as he has, as quickly as he has, with a complicit Congress and Supreme Court. They can stop him at any time. And this appears to be a red line for them. So fingers crossed that they have the spine to stick with it, or we're going to be in for an economic collapse that will make the Great Depression seem minor in comparison.
I'm moving in with you. You better start stocking up now.
I'm sure Anastasia will be thrilled to have another little brother running around.
I don't know. Once Nathan starts talking to her about the U.S.'s obsession with oil, she might be like, "What the fuck?"
Well, she's been asking me a lot of questions about politics lately. She's gotten to that age where she's very curious about what's going on in the world. So it's like, yay! I love it. It's great for me.
I love it too. Sorry about that. I'm really struggling with life today. And it came out of the blue. I don't know, guys. I think that ogre makes me sick on Wednesdays.
Sourdough poisoning.
Yeah. So let's look south to the newly not so conquered Venezuela, where Trump has declared himself president.
Wait, wasn't it acting president?
Yes.
Well, he is an actor, and he's an acting president here because he only acts like one.
It's true.
He plays one on TV.
Oh my God. So Trump is trying to bully and bribe oil companies into risking billions of dollars on Venezuela so he doesn't look like a fucking moron. Too late.
All right, more like a moron.
We weren't positive last week, but it certainly appeared that the idiots in the regime hadn't made any plans whatsoever beyond kidnap Maduro and post manly pictures online. The initial impression was confirmed, or that initial impression was confirmed as Trump has spent days insisting everything will be fine. And also, he knows that he's president. According to The Guardian, Trump has promised, quote, total safety, total security. If the oil companies would invest $100 billion to rebuild Venezuela's infrastructure and get that oil flowing for America, yes, because that's what they want to do, make their oil worthless.
Yeah, really. Well, wow.
And we're going to get all of that done in just 18 months, y'all.
Uh-huh.
Seems unlikely, right? It sure does.
I feel like that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like that is nonsense.
Damn, do you want to take a nap?
No, it's really I was so good this morning. For now, I'm never eating before the show again. I was so good this morning. Woke up bright and early.
See, that was your first mistake right there.
That's true. But all of the same problems in Venezuela are still there. Renewables are all of the same problems with everything is still there. Renewables are on the rise globally, meaning the demand for oil is decreasing. There is an oil surplus, and adding more would make the already low price of oil plummet. That's great for you and me, but really bad for oil companies. Not that we feel bad for them in the slightest, but they have every incentive to leave Venezuelan oil in the ground no matter how much Trump screams at them. And I think the ExxonMobil guy already said that. He was like,
oh, yeah, and then Trump got really fucking mad at him.
Got really mad at him.
I don't think Exxon's going to have any business in Venezuela now.
Yeah. And Exxon is like, bro, we weren't going to anyways. Trump can't even get the oil companies to drill more at home. And I do want to just say really quickly that this just proves what we said during the Biden admin, that the like OPEC and everybody was keeping oil prices artificially high to punish Joe Biden and make Americans suffer. So
but no one wanted to hear that.
Right. The regime tried to auction off more of our national park land for drilling, but nobody wants it. I think that was in like Alaska, right? They are trying to drill in like this pristine part of Alaska where a bunch of endangered species are. Seems like a good idea.
Oh, well, who cares about them? They're endangered.
Right. Think about that. Yeah, they must be weak. Those endangered animals better pull up their bootstraps. Just think about that, though. Trump was trying to give away our land for dirt cheap prices, and oil companies passed on the corrupt deal. Why? It's all shale oil. And we talked about that last week. And with the price of oil low and dropping, American shale is not currently profitable and may never be profitable enough sorry, I'm really struggling for life, guys. I'm like holding on to it in a way that is disturbing today. But anyways, hold on, okay. So the regime tried to, I'm just going to go back because I can't be editing all of that. The regime tried to auction off more of our national park land for drilling, but nobody wants it. So think about that. Trump was trying to give away our land for dirt cheap prices, and oil companies passed on his corrupt deal. Why? That's because it's all shale oil, which we talked about last week. And with the price of oil low and dropping, American shale oil is not currently profitable and may never be profitable enough again to build new sites. It's wasted money to buy the rights. Trump wants lots of American oil, but his regime didn't do the homework. Shocking. So now they look like fools again. On top of that, the situation in Venezuela is still completely unstable. Maduro is gone, but his regime is still there. So they actually did nothing for the Venezuelan people. 5 seconds after
there's still freaking militias walking around threatening to kill people if they say mean things about the government.
Yeah, I mean, like he only took out Maduro, but he left all of the rest of it intact.
That helped.
And 5 seconds after Trump's gone, and believe me, he will be gone because he's going to abandon this once he realizes that it just makes him look bad.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's literally nothing stopping them from seizing control of their own oil industry again. And a Democratic president is absolutely not going to go to war for oil in South America. And Venezuela fucking knows it. So do the fucking oil companies, which is why Exxon wants nothing to do with this.
And not to be, not to side with Venezuela, but could you blame them? Like, someone comes in, says this is our oil and we're going to have these companies run it for us, and then they leave. The first thing your country's going to do is, we're kicking you out, right? Now that the government's not there anymore to seize control of our oil fields.
I feel like in this case, we should side with the Venezuelan people because they don't deserve for their country to be raped and plundered by the American oil industry. Like, it's their resources.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like, the Venezuelan government, as corrupt as it is, they're still going to be like, yeah, this is ours. Get out. This is not yours. You want to work here? Sure, but it's our money.
No, and just a reminder, I don't know how well-versed everybody is in Americans' dealings in South America in the 80s during Reagan's administration, but it never went well when America involved itself in, Central and South America. It went as poorly as America involving itself in the Middle East, except that Central and South America are a lot closer. And just to go off on a 30-second tangent here, one of the reasons for the increased immigration from the regions in this day, 2026, is because of American intervention in the 1980s. I mean, my husband always says America created this problem that he would have loved to stay in his own country, but America made it unlivable. So he had to come here. So now we're just doing that again. And what do you think that's going to do? It's going to create more refugees. So maybe now border crossings are low because Trump is, I think, artificially lowering them, to be honest with you. I don't think they're as low as they're saying that they are. But in 4 years, guess what we're going to see again? Another surge, because people are going to be desperate to get away from the chaos that we created. So anyways, the biggest problem here is that the longer everyone pretends this is all working out just great, the more emboldened the regime is to invade another country and keep the mighty conqueror illusion going. Trump is looking at invading Iran ostensibly to help the protesters, like he gives a shit about democracy in Iran. He doesn't like the Iranian people.
No, he really
any
doesn't.
more than he liked the Venezuelan people that he was literally targeting and calling gang members and kicking out of the country before invading theirs. Marco Rubio has him contemplating invading Cuba because that's what most Cuban Americans have wanted for the last 65 years. And of course, they overwhelmingly vote Republican.
Right. And then there's Greenland. And that's what Silicon Valley wants. This one's really troubling. There are reports that Trump ordered the military to draw up plans to invade Greenland. We can't find real confirmation of this from a legitimate news source. The Daily Mail has the story, and they're more of a right-wing tabloid than legitimate news. But sometimes they do break real stories, so it's hard to say if this actually happened. The problem is it's not outside the realm of possibility. The story says that Trump asked, and the generals wouldn't do it, citing the illegal nature of the invasion and the fact that Congress would never approve it.
But did you hear that the president of Greenland is contemplating whether or not she should send her family somewhere else because she's so terrified that the U.S. is going to invade? She was literally crying in an interview.
I don't even doubt it. I mean, he's fucking crazy. Part of this is the reason the military, I could see the military refusing to do this, but they didn't refuse to invade Venezuela is really obvious, right? It's brown people versus white people.
Obviously.
Yeah. Also, Greenland is an ally. a literal signed treaty ally. And the reason the story rings true is that it would be the end of NATO, which Russia desperately wants, and Russia owns Trump. It would be killing two birds with one stone. Both Russia and Silicon Valley get exactly what they want. The thing to watch for here is Hegseth being replaced because he can't control the generals, or Hegseth firing a bunch of generals because they wouldn't obey illegal orders. That's how we'll know if this story is true or not. If that doesn't happen within the next month or two, then this didn't happen. If it does, well, then it did. If we're lucky, Venezuela is going to blow up in Trump's face sooner than later, and that will put an end to his warmongering to hide his failures at home. That's not the best outcome for Venezuela and its people, but it has to be better than unleashing the U.S. military on half of the planet.
I've actually never been. I was less worried about George W. Bush, and he loved to invade a country, than I am about Trump. Like, he's just so fucking delusional.
Well, I mean, the thing, people have been saying this, which is, it's so sad, right? At least Bush put the effort in to make up a rationalization. Like, they laid the groundwork. They put in the effort to lie about why we had to invade.
Right.
They're not even bothering.
The Bush administration did what their ancestors have done. Lie to the American people about why we had to invade.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like, they're just like, we're just going to invade. And you know what I love most about this? It's so many levels. It's how all the people who are like, oh, no, Trump's not a fascist. Trump's not a warmonger. Where are those people today? Where are their fucking apologies?
What do you call him? The most progressive of the progressives progressing?
Yeah, like, where's Cenk Uygur and Glenn Greenwald? Where's Nina Turner? Where are they? They were the ones who screamed bloody murder that we can't ever elect Hillary Clinton or Kamala Harris because, oh my God, that'll be World War III.
Women are too emotional.
Yeah, oh my God, they're fucking neocon warmongers. And it's like, okay, where's the apology now?
I do think it is funny that women are so emotional. Hillary Clinton's going to be emotional, and then at the same time she wasn't emotional enough. Remember, but she's not a real grandma, like all of that. And then you see these dudes at ICE being like, "Oh my God, let's shoot this person in the head because I'm afraid," or losing their fucking shit because somebody's following them from it.
Emotional. It's like, son,
right. The most emotional motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. It's like when they call us snowflakes and they fucking cry over everything. Like, okay, guys.
It's like you just see these ICE guys. You want to go up and it's like, hey, man, are you on your period? Are your hormones racing out of control? Do you need a pad? Are you okay? Because they can't fucking control themselves. They're so fucking like over the littlest thing.
Yeah, sorry guys, but all the men in our chat, all of our male listeners, I just want to say that this just proves that we're stronger than you. Sorry. Anyways, on to headlines for short attention spans.
Headlines for short attention spans. Right. So the December jobs report, surprisingly, came out on Friday. And I say surprisingly because it was terrible. And I really expected them to be like, oh, we can't release it because we just don't want to. We added a whole whopping 50,000 jobs in December, and unemployment increased to 4.4%.
Yikes, 4.4% is getting up there.
Yeah. I mean, it's not terrible.
But it's creeping up.
Yeah, but it's going up. 2025 was the worst year for jobs since COVID, and before that, since the 2008-2009 crash kicked off the Great Recession. 85% of the jobs gained last year were before April, and that was when Biden's economy was still in place. Then Trump's policies kicked in, and in record time, a Republican administration wrecked everything.
Deja vu.
Amazingly, though, the New York fucking Times and the Washington Post really needed to whitewash this bad news. So they put out headlines like this. U.S. hiring remains at a modest pace, and weaknesses are evident. Let's see, employers added 50,000 jobs in December, a solid end to a slow 2025.
That's solid.
Exactly. Like, I'm sorry. First,
in December, the month where we hire all of our seasonal workers, that's solid.
yeah, first, 50,000 is not a modest pace under any circumstances. I think the number is somewhere it's like 180,000 just to keep pace with population growth. So under 100,000 is losing. 50,000 is losing by a lot. So calling it modest is just bullshit right there. And calling it a solid end is just fucking insulting. It's like, under no circumstances, if Biden had been president, would they have written headlines like that? They would have been, only 50,000 jobs and a catastrophic end to a terrible year. But this is the Washington Post and the New York fucking Times and their fucking propaganda outlets for the regime at this point. Fortunately, not every legacy news outlet got down and licked the regime's boots. I did see an awful lot of headlines being very, very clear that this was a terrible fucking jobs report. A lot of places have been not sugarcoating the economy, which has made me very, very fucking happy. After 4 years of screaming that we're in a recession under Biden when we weren't, they've decided that they're just going to keep going with that as we actually enter a recession. So thank fucking God that the legacy press is not completely rolling over. But this was really gross to see from two of the leading newspapers.
Well, I mean,
just absolutely fucking obnoxious.
Like, we're expecting it at this point.
Blah.
So anyways, the economy being shit brings us to our next headline. Trump the populist is back.
Hooray!
After flip-flopping on whether or not affordability was a real thing or a Democratic hoax, Trump is back on the "it's a real thing" bandwagon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before you go any further, I was just listening to What a Day this morning, and apparently yesterday he flopped back to "it's a hoax" thing.
Oh, well.
So, whatever. But keep going.
So he announced in a tweet that he would be imposing a 1-year cap on credit card interest rates at 10%. That sounds great, right? Except that he said he was going to do it a year ago. And Bernie Sanders and AOC have been pushing for this kind of limit for quite some time. Did Trump act on his promise a year ago? No. He let Russ Vought. I always fuck up his name because he's a piece of shit. He let Russ vote. I mean, honestly, like, why is it pronounced vote? Doesn't look like it at all. Just one more stupid thing about these fucking people. So he let Russ Vought kill the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau instead, which regulated all of the sneaky fees credit card companies would tack on to steal billions from us. I mean, that was literally the reason that fucking that the CFPB was created,
and why Republicans fought so hard against
right?
it.
Because they love it when their banking buddies steal from us.
They've been trying to kill it for the last 18 years.
Yeah. Damn, it's been a long time.
Yep.
Now Trump is pretending to care because it's an election year. And the cap is only for 1 year anyway. Like, what the fuck is that going to do? So,
I know,
fuck
he's
him.
so generous.
He's such a piece of shit, bitch-ass motherfucker. All right. Moving on.
Last week, we talked about how Pete Hegseth, the alcoholic rapist Secretary of Defense, was abusing his power to demote Senator Mark Kelly, a decorated veteran and former astronaut. Kelly, as you'll recall, made a video along with several other Democratic veterans who all said the same thing. They reminded active duty service members that they have a legal and moral obligation to not obey illegal orders. The regime melted into a puddle of gooey fake outrage, screaming treason and sedition, which is hilarious since Kelly and the others were literally repeating what every service member is taught in basic training. It's quite literally the military code of conduct not to obey illegal orders. Also, Pete Hegseth and Pam Bondi, the attorney general, both actually are on video saying the same exact thing.
Weird.
But the regime wants the military to violate its oath and become a fascist weapon willing to murder American civilians. Reminding them of their duty to the rule of law is bad in the eyes of fascists. They also see Kelly as a potential threat in 2028 since his name gets tossed around a lot as a Democratic contender. And if you haven't noticed yet, the regime has a habit of launching full-scale assaults against anyone that might run in a few years. That, more than anything, is what the attacks on Tim Walz in Minnesota have been about. The same goes with the invasion of LA. I promise you, they're going to get back to Gavin Newsom soon enough. Anyway, Kelly is not taking Hegseth's bullshit lying down and is suing the drunken buffoon. This is going to go very, very badly for the regime. Their legal case is, we didn't like what he said. And even the most corrupt judge is going to have a hard time arguing that publicly repeating the military code is sedition, and punishing anyone for that is not a violation of the First Amendment. But let us all wish the regime the best of luck losing yet another stupid vindictive case in court.
Right. And just as a reminder, that's why Pete Hegseth tried to do it with the way that he did, to demote Mark Kelly the way that he did, because he didn't want Mark Kelly to be able to defend himself.
Right, because they're fucking cowards.
Exactly. So Ron DeSantis, my stupid-ass governor.
You're so lucky.
Yeah, he's a fucking moron. Is still desperately trying to curry favor with Trump. He opened a special legislative session in my state to redistrict Florida so that Republicans could steal 5 more House seats. While Indiana and Kansas refuse to redraw their maps, Missouri, North Carolina, Ohio, and Texas have, potentially netting the GOP 9 seats. Florida would give them up to 14. California, on the other hand, will claw back about 5 of those seats, and Utah Republicans lost 1 seat when the courts ordered them to redraw their maps last year. And remember, Texas might also be screwed because of the way that the special elections went, with us winning by wider margins than Trump won by.
Sorry.
But this will cause a long-term problem. So don't think that just because we're going to win in 2028 or 2020, what year is this? Just because I'm like, oh my God, the midterms are really coming up.
Oh,
just,
yeah. It's
just because we win this year doesn't mean that this isn't going to be a problem moving forward.
Which is why the first thing we have to do is take back the Supreme Court and end gerrymandering. And when what's his name in Pennsylvania, when Fetterman says we can't do that, kick his ass to the curb.
Fetterman is the biggest disappointment in politics since Kirsten Sinema.
Well, the stroke will do that to you, I guess.
Oof. Yikes. Might have to edit that one out. The problem still remains for Republicans that they are facing a wave election, and diluting their safe red seats could potentially see them lose more than they tried to steal, especially in Texas and Florida, which still have a lot of blue voters like me. A lot of this will depend on the Supreme Court ruling allowing racial gerrymandering this year, but I don't think they're going to be able to redraw the maps before the election, right? Even with that.
Well, it depends on when the ruling comes down.
It's true. If the corrupt Republican justices allow it in the next couple of weeks, we'll probably see another wave of redistricting before the midterms. And if they wait until October, it would be too late for the midterms, but it will be a problem for the 2028 election. So as Rachel Maddow says, watch this space.
All right. Now, we mentioned this earlier, but massive protests have erupted in Iran, and the resulting crackdown has been extremely violent. There are reports that up to between 12,000 and 20,000 people have been killed by the government. We don't know how accurate that is, but that's a hell of a fucking number. It's difficult to get information out of Iran since the government has shut off the internet and the outside phone lines. So it's getting difficult to get any real information.
Just a preview of what's to come in the United States if we keep allowing this shit to happen.
Oh yeah, I'm serious. I think one of the reasons that the regime is paying so much close attention to Iran is because they want to replicate it here. Like, it's like, what's the best way to suppress a population? The protests started over Iran's crumbling economy, and they're now just a general pushback on decades of oppressive theocracy. Protesters there think Trump is going to come to their rescue, and Trump is using the chaos as an excuse to threaten an attack on the country. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Trump wants to be a tough wartime president, so we'll stop noticing the Epstein files haven't been released yet because he's a fucking pedophile being protected by his corrupt DOJ. Allegedly. He wants people to stop noticing the economy falling apart and to stop talking about Stephen Miller's Gestapo murdering and threatening white suburban moms. Iran has been unstable for years, and like all repressive regimes, cracking down harder on dissent. Trump would love nothing more than push it over the edge and set the Middle East on fire again. More war is great for diverting the media's attention from Trump's multiple domestic failures. So don't be shocked when Donald the Dove launches missiles and kicks off a regional conflict in the name of democracy. The saddest part about this is that the people of Iran really think that Trump wants to help them. He's going to pour gasoline on the fire and then watch them all burn because he doesn't give a shit about bringing democracy to Iran or protecting them from their shitty, murderous government. His only interest is how they can help him. And if more dead Iranians does that, so be it.
Well, let's wrap up headlines with some good news. Mayor Mamdani, the evil socialist overlord of New York City, is already delivering on his campaign promises. His first couple of days in office, he kicked off initiatives to rein in out-of-control rent, hold landlords accountable for all of the shitty things they do to their tenants, and now he's announced a deal with Governor Hochul to bring universal child care to children from ages 2 to 4. Residents are thrilled because childcare is wildly expensive and can keep women from working, which hurts their careers and makes it difficult to afford living in the city.
Now, speaking from personal experience, when Mrs. Oger and I lived in New York City a decade ago, and we decided to have kids, I left, well, there's more than a decade at this point, this is 18 years ago.
You're so old.
I know. I left the workforce explicitly because the cost of childcare was so high. It would have consumed my entire paycheck. So what was the point? And that was before we found out that Jordan was autistic and childcare would have cost even more. So we decided that it was better that I stay home and raise them than work 40 plus hours a week to pay someone else to do it. Now, I always wanted to be a stay-at-home parent, which, that worked out great for me, but I'm not going to lie. We struggled a lot. Moving out of New York City helped a lot, but, it's still hard. And staying in the city would have been really, really fucking difficult.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, it's not like you moved out of New York City and went to like a cheap place to live.
Well, it was certainly cheap.
It's cheaper, but it's still not cheap.
Right.
But anyways, this is going to be an enormous benefit to a lot of families in New York City, especially lower income families. Naturally, the New York fucking Times is very upset about this. And they're asking how it will be paid for, if it could really work. Is it too complicated? questions they never seem to ask about Republican tax cuts for billionaires or getting regulations for polluting factories, or most recently, how they're no longer considering how many people will die when they're setting air quality rules.
Yeah, none of that seems to, it's like, Republican policies, do we really have to ask questions?
Right. I mean, they seem great. Very American. You're not a patriot, you're questioning them. So it's important to understand just how invested the legacy press is in Mamdani failing. If his policies to help the average American work in the largest, richest, and most diverse city in the country, it can work almost anywhere, and certainly on a national scale. The entire false premise of American politics is that progressive policies do not work, and Mamdani proving otherwise threatens the status quo, that we can't fix anything, so why not treat both parties the same? Mamdani's success means everything the GOP stands for is a lie, and that is something the press cannot allow. So watch the New York fucking time, or so watch so watch New York fucking city. No. So watch New York very closely. The more successful Mamdani is, the more hysterical the press will be. So get your popcorn ready, because it's going to be one hell of a show.
Yeah, and normally, we don't pay close attention to New York.
Nobody cares. New York doesn't make a difference.
Right. I mean, it's a big city, but it's just a city. But this is going to be a real thing that's going to happen. If his policies succeed, they can be applied almost anywhere, and the press will lose their fucking minds. Because, again, this is what we talked about. This is why they destroyed Joe Biden, because he was doing this kind of stuff on a national scale, and they could not allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Because then it puts the lie to everything that Republicans stand for. And once you have that reality that, yes, one party just destroys everything and one party can actually make things better, once you have that reality out in the open, the entire both sides narrative falls apart. And that can't be allowed.
Yeah, and you have to understand that these newspapers, the legacy press, are all owned by larger corporations, and larger corporations benefit from keeping Americans poor. So,
yeah, you think they'd be happy with a country that's thriving? People who have money.
Have they ever?
But they can buy stuff. You have a thriving middle class, and that's where their money comes from. But no, they don't want that.
No, and frankly, it's always been like that. I mean, look at the Gilded Age.
Yeah, the rich everyone got richer when there was a thriving middle class, but the rich just weren't rich enough. And they just but we missed the good old days when we had all the money and all the power. Instead of everyone being rich and us being phenomenally rich, why not just be rich and everyone else be fucked? They're just not happy unless there's people suffering.
Right. There's a reason why boomers were able to buy a house with a pack of gum and a good union job. There's a reason why corporations went after that.
Yeah, exactly. So fuck them. All right, let us move on to self-care of the week. Mrs. Ogre and I watched Ryan Coogler's Sinners, and I am very annoyed I did not see it in the theater. I wanted to, but I just didn't get the chance. So, fuck. No spoilers, but wahoo. A lot of people are pissed off because it got snubbed at the Golden Globes. But honestly, what did they expect? It's an unapologetically black movie for black audiences. It tackled racism in a very direct way, but it wasn't slave porn made for the white gays that award panels love to gobble up.
Damn, I never thought about things like the Django Unchained slave porn.
Yeah, I mean, they award panels.
But you're right.
Yeah, they love slave porn, 12 Years a Slave and all that. They love those type of movies.
What is that other movie that's really popular among all of the people? I've actually never seen it. It's like some Southern movie with It's old.
Gone with the Wind? No, I don't know.
It is Gone with the Wind.
Oh,
Isn't
okay.
that like kind of slave porn? Aren't they on a plantation? I've never seen it, so I have no idea.
So I don't know.
Oh my god, a movie that we haven't seen together.
Yeah, no. When you get back to the really old timey stuff, there's a limit to what I've seen. I've tried working my way through the really big classic ones. I haven't gotten to Gone with the Wind yet. Someday. But yeah, no, those the ones where it's like, oh yeah, black suffering for the white gaze, those do well. But when it's not made for the white gaze, they don't do well. And this was definitely not made for the white gaze at all. But it is an awesome movie. And it's sad to say it, but Hollywood's still filled with liberals, but it's still pretty fucking racist. They're just the polite kind of racist.
I mean,
anyway, if you have the chance, absolutely watch Sinners. You won't regret it unless you really don't like horror films. It's not particularly gory. There's violence, but it's not like super bloody or anything. But it is a horror film. So if you don't like that, then pass. But if you don't mind a horror film, definitely watch it. And keep watching when the credits roll, because you could miss something if you don't watch the credits. Just saying. It's not a Marvel movie, but definitely keep watching.
So I agree. Everyone should watch Josh Allen's wife's movie Sinners.
You're referring to Haley Steinfeld? Steinfeld?
Yeah. So speaking of Josh Allen, I spent the week celebrating the Bills' first playoff win. It was on Sunday. Daddy Josh beat the Jags 27-24. That's the Jacksonville Jaguars, for those of you who do not know. It was a nail biter. I was literally standing up in my living room in the last minute of the game, bouncing back and forth on my feet, praying that the Jags wouldn't score. And my brother looked over at me and he was like, yep, that's what it's like to be a Bills fan. And then our genius Cole Bishop intercepted the ball and cemented our win. I literally screamed, fuck yes, in my living room so loudly that I'm sure that my fake Christian neighbors were clutching their Trump Bibles. Now the existential dread has set in as I brace myself for Game 2 against the Denver Broncos.
Are those your mortal enemies?
That's Frederick Pogue's team. And no. It's just that once you get to the playoffs, everybody's good. So you're just like, and you're not a football fan, but like, I don't know how much you know about the Bills, but we went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row in the 90s and we lost every single game.
I do recall Frederick making fun of you for that.
Yeah, but his team's never gone to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row, so he can go suck a dick. Love you, Frederick.
You better. He's going to be your replacement next year.
And winning in Denver is hard, yes, because of the altitude. However, Josh Allen did play for Wyoming, and they have a high altitude there. So this is something that he's familiar with, which is one of the reasons why he went to Buffalo, not because of the altitude, but just because he's used to that really cold weather in the mountains. So, I am going to be wearing exactly the same outfit as last week because
presumably you'll be changing your underwear at some point.
We are very superstitious over here. So I'll have on my brother's red Josh Allen jersey and ripped jeans. I am very sad because I don't remember what underwear I was wearing because I would wear those too. I won't be talking about winning or losing because I don't want to jinx it. I literally just do not even talk about the possibilities. I just kind of I don't know how to explain what it's like being a Bills fan when you lost 4 Super Bowls in a row and then you were not in the playoffs for 17 years. You just are always did you see that TikTok I sent you? Where I'm like, this is me. You're both you're like, at the same time, you're like incredibly hopeful, but like have no confidence at all. You're just like, we're going to do it, but probably not, but maybe. But anyways, over the next few days, I will be saying "Go Bills" loudly to every time I see a fellow Bills Mafia member. And I was at the store this morning and I saw one of them, and we just "Go Bills" to each other and moved on with our day. So, fingers crossed. 2 more games. We just have to win 2 more games, and then we go to the Super Bowl. And I'm just really hoping that we make it. You guys will know if I'm not available next week for the show.
I'm sure we'll get an update from Frederick.
Oh God, I don't want to, or hey, don't you even put that on the world. We will not lose for the 5th time.
Wow.
We're going to have to block you.
Wow, and Brow just like went right there.
Went right for my throat. Don't do that to me. It's so mean.
And Brown said, I'll root for Buffalo today so they can come to New England the following week and lose for the 5th time. Damn.
First of all, you guys should just be happy that you have Diggs. He was ours, and now you have him. And now Cardi B is putting their fucking baby in Patriots clothes. Anyways, that's it for today's show.
Yes, it is.
The Opinionated Ogre podcast, like the newsletter, is free and 100% supported by you, our amazing audience.
We have no advertisers or sponsors, so please consider becoming a paid subscriber for only $5 a month or just $50 a year. If you'd prefer a one-time donation, we now have a PayPal button for your convenience. You can also help by giving us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening. Help others join the Ogre Nation conversation by sharing the OgPod on whatever social media platform you're using. You can find me at The Opinionated Ogre on Substack, Blue Sky, and also on TikTok. Florida Woman, where can our beloved audience find you?
You can find me on Florida Woman Rant. Oh my God. You can find me at Florida Woman Rants on Substack.
There are 291 days until the most important midterm elections in American history. That time will fly by faster than you can possibly imagine. The regime is murdering women in the streets because they're weak. In November, we will show them just how fucking weak they are. Remember, you are not alone. There are millions of us, so stay strong. We beat the fascists once, and we will fucking do it again. Adios.
Go Bills.
Maura, just read that Jonathan Ross apparently had internal bleeding after being hit by the car. Bullshit.
Yeah, that's a
He
lie.
definitely did not have internal bleeding. My God.
Thanks,
They're desperately trying to like, oh my God, he went to the hospital. Oh my God, he almost died. Oh my God, he was run over by the car. She almost killed him. No, none of that happened.
I mean, you can just see the breakdown of the video, and he was literally on the side leaning over the hood of her car.
Yeah. I mean, if he even had a scratch with external bleeding, I would be surprised. So, yeah.
I mean, did he look like somebody who had internal bleeding when he was walking away from that site?
I mean, he wasn't even like holding his side going, oh man, my fucking ribs. No, nothing.
No. He was saying fucking bitch and then, walking away.
And making sure no one was able to go and help her.
While people Game of Thrones him and said, shame, 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 shame.
All right.
Whatever, these fucking people.
Yeah, exactly. Where are the medical records?
Yeah,
we can't release them. Why not?
They're going to have that drunk guy from Texas do the medical records. Billy Bob.
Oh, yeah, no. Actually, we have his death certificate. He died.
He died. Terrible. That's right. He's dead, guys.
He actually died, and that's why he's going to be the next head of FEMA.
Chemtrailing us all.
Yeah, exactly. All right. let's let you guys go. Thank you for joining us. There were 180 of you in here today, so that's awesome. Yay!
Bills fans, all of them.
You actually came for the football. That's
You
why
did. I know that you guys came for the Bills commentary. Everybody cross their fingers.
All right, we'll see you next week. Well, okay, by we, I mean me, because Florida Woman will not be here.
Don't say that. Why are you putting it out there?
What? You said you're not going to be here.
Oh, yeah, I'm actually not going to be here. It's the 21st. I totally forgot. Oh, no. So you're going to have to update them on what happened.
Yeah, that's what I said. Frederick will be here. He's going to be the guest host.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So he's going to be talking. You better hope they better hope. You better
Oh,
hope they win.
we got to win. No, we have to win.
So much
Oh,
shit.
he's going to talk so much shit. Hey, listen. You have to talk shit for me when we win. Fingers crossed.
I will flash
Attempt.
around the little potato.
Look at it.
Wait, did you not see it before when I had it on the screen?
No.
I had it on the screen for like 3 minutes.
No, I didn't see it earlier.
Yeah, I got
Oh,
the
it's
little
so
potato.
cute. Look at it. It looks like my dog.
Your dog looks like a potato.
Yeah. Look at how cute it is.
It was quite the adventure getting this. Jeez, it took forever.
Oh my God, it's so cute.
But yes, we're gonna put that on your sock puppet. It's gonna be on your sock puppet
I
shirt.
love that. Oh,
All
I
right.
hope that we have a Super Bowl ring with it. Okay, guys. We'll see you.
Guys
Well, I
next
won't
week.
see you next week, but he will.
She'll be here in spirit.
Yes, just put that on the screen.